So what I'm going to demonstrate here is the UEI Control Plus technology for implementation in an AV receiver or a TV manufacturer's device. In this case, an AV receiver or TV product would have a really nice remote control. Typically, they invest in a good quality remote, and they want that remote to be the central remote. The last thing they want is that remote thrown in the drawer. So what we're enabling here with Control Plus is giving true remote control, universal remote control functionality. So on one remote, you can have multiple buttons that enable different activities with no programming required. This Control Plus technology resides on the system on a chip within the AV receiver or within the TV. And what it does is it detects all the devices plugged in via HDMI to those devices. It figures out what those devices are and sets them up automatically. And once they're set up, by pressing one button, for instance, in this case, I'm going to say, I want to watch TV. The software figures out I want to watch TV, so it turns on the TV, turns on the set-top box, turns on the AV receiver, powers down all the devices I don't need, and basically gets me to, and switches all the inputs and gets me to watching TV. And then the remote, all the keys on the remote map dynamically to the right device. So in this case, when I change volume, the volume command goes to the AV receiver. When I change channel, it goes to the set-top box. If I hit the digit keys it sends it to the set-top box. If I decide all of a sudden, hey, I want to play a game, I hit the game button. All the devices I don't need turn off. The game console turns on. The TV goes to the right input. AV receiver goes to the right input, and I'm able to watch. I'm able to basically be in game mode. Now, if I accidentally, once I'm in game mode, start hitting the digit keys, it doesn't do anything. It knows that I'm in game mode. I don't need the digit keys. And then in the game console, the colored keys match up to these colored keys because they've all dynamically mapped, knowing that I'm playing games. So for instance, if I hit the green button, it does A as in select. If I decide I want to watch content off my Boxee device, I hit the button for that, the Boxee device turns on, and the input on the AV receiver goes to that input, and I'm watching Boxee. Now this uses a combination of IP control, IR control, and CEC control. CEC is the control over HDMI. So if HDMI control is enabled, it uses that. If that, for whatever reason, that protocol isn't supported, it'll send an IR command. In the case of Boxee, it's an IP-only device, so it sends an IP command. So the technology knows what's the right protocol to use, what are the right devices to turn on and off, and what are the right inputs that everything needs to be on. So basically, one button press, I'm at my content, which gives you a really great remote control experience, a really great universal remote control experience, and eliminates that age-old problem of why is watching TV so difficult? I just hit one button and I'm there.